Introduction to Retail Industry. This course is a basic course to provide an overview of the various dynamics of the retail industry. In the course, we will cover the basic concepts of the retail domain, business model, various sectors, value chain, revenue models, key drivers, and various roles in retail with career options. We will also help you understand the terminology, challenges, technologies associated with the retail industry. What is retail? Although we all do shopping either in a retail store or from the internet. But still, the actual operations of a retail organization are a mystery to most people. Retailing includes all the activities involved in selling goods or services to the final consumers for personal and non-business use. Retailers are business firms engaged in offering goods and services directly to consumers. A retailer or a retail store is any business enterprise whose sales volume comes primarily from retailing. A retailer may primarily sell goods such as a grocery store or a bookstore. Or a retailer may primarily sell services such as a beauty parlor or a theater. Retail stores may offer a combination of products and services, like a clothing store might offer free alterations with the purchase of a suit. A minority of retailers also garner income through rentals rather than outright sales of goods. For example, enterprises that offer furniture or gardening tools for rent. Retailing is thus a combination of activities involved in selling or renting consumer goods or services directly to the ultimate customers for their personal or household use. In most cases, retail outlets are primarily concerned with selling merchandise. Typically, they sell individual units or small groupings of products to large numbers of customers. Difference between shopping and retailing. What is shopping? Shopping refers to the act of buying products. Sometimes this is done to obtain necessities such as food and clothing. Sometimes it is done as a recreational activity. Recreational shopping often involves window shopping, just looking, not buying, and browsing, and does not always result in a purchase. What is retailing and how it differs from shopping? Retail is the sale of goods and services from individuals or businesses to the end user. Retailers perform specific activities such as anticipating customer wants, procuring material as per the anticipated demand, acquiring market information, and financing. What does the retailing industry include? There exists a large variety of retail formats. Let us look at some examples of retail formats. Department stores. A department store is a retail establishment that sells a wide variety of goods. Discount stores. A discount shop is a retail shop that sells products at prices that are lower than the typical market price. Clothing stores. A clothes shop or clothes store is any shop that sells items of ready-made clothing. A small shop that sells expensive or designer clothing may be called a boutique. Specialty retailers. Specialty stores are retail businesses that focus on specific product categories, such as office supplies, men's or women's clothing, or carpet. Convenience stores. A convenience store or convenience shop is a small retail business that stocks a range of everyday items. Grocery stores. A grocery store or grocer's shop is a retail shop that primarily sells food. Grocery stores offer non-perishable foods that are packaged in bottles, boxes, and cans. Drug stores. A store that sells healthcare products and medicine. Superstores. Superstores are very large supermarkets or shops selling household goods and equipment. Auto retailers. A car dealership or vehicle local distribution is a business that sells new or used cars at the retail level. Multi-channel stores. An e-commerce selling strategy that targets customers on various channels including a company's website. Retailing is more than just selling. Let us understand the activities in retail. It is the combination of activities involved in selling or renting consumer goods and services. In addition to selling, it includes diverse activities like sourcing, advertising and marketing, inventory management, manpower management, and accounting. Success depends on many attributes like store location, product assortment, timings, store fixtures, sales personnel, and delivery. One of the primary tasks of retail stores is to be constantly aware of the changing lifestyle habits, needs, and desires of its customers. They must anticipate the customer's demands and preferences well ahead of time. Competition drives retailers to ensure they are the first ones to get the attractive merchandise first. Quality of service offered, attractive setting of the store help draws customers to a particular establishment. Retailing is the largest private sector in the world and the prime mover of the economy. It accounts for almost 10% of the GDP of most developed nations. Retailing globally is huge $6.6 billion, and much of it is organized. The retail industry is predominant in developed countries like the USA, UK, etc. The industry is also a major employer in most of the economies. Up to 16% in the US, 15% in Brazil, 12% in Poland, and 7% in China. Typically, the top 250 global retailers have combined sales of approximately $4 trillion USD. The top 10 retailers account for $1.2 trillion, or about 30% of those sales. Retail in the United States of America. In the USA, the retail industry employs about 22 million people and generates more than $3 trillion in sales annually. The United States retail sector features the largest number of large, lucrative retailers in the world. A 2012 Deloitte report published in Stores magazine indicated that of the world's top 250 largest retailers by retail sales revenue in the fiscal year 2010, 32% of those retailers were based in the United States. And that 32% accounted for 41% of the total retail sales revenue of the top 250. The retail industry is a massive part of the overall U.S. economy. And in 2005, retail establishments accounted for 18% of all non-farm private sector jobs and had sales of $3.2 trillion. Many retail niches are characterized by a healthy population of smaller enterprises. And the vast majority of retail employees in the United States work at establishments with fewer than 20 employees. There is also a huge concentration of large retail firms in the USA. 10% of food and general merchandise firms account for over 40% of all retail sales. Some of these large retail chains eliminate the wholesalers and buy direct from the manufacturers, making the supply chain very efficient. Japan. In Japan, on the other hand, small firms and stores govern the retail sector. The wholesale channel is relatively much larger. Merchandise has to pass through 3 to 4 channel members before reaching the store. This results in reduced efficiency and higher manpower and distribution costs. In Japan, 20% of the workforce is employed in retail as against 10% in the USA. Europe. In Europe, there is a high concentration of retail sales in some countries like the UK and Germany. In the UK, over 80% of retail sales in food are accounted for by 5 large chains. In Southern Europe, the market is more fragmented, and we find traditional small family-owned stores dominating the markets. India accounts for about 10% of its GDP. Organized retailing in India was estimated at 18,000 rupees crores in 2002 to 2003. Between 2000 to 2010, Indian retail attracted about $1.8 billion in foreign direct investment. As per Forrester Research, in 2020, India's retail sector was estimated at $883 billion US, with grocery retail accounting for $608 billion US. It is one of the top 5 retail markets in the world by economic value. The market is projected to reach US $1.3 trillion by 2024.